Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we'll be learning about expression evaluation and conversion with the help of stacked data structure. Now if you don't know what is a stacked data structure, don't worry, we have already got you covered. We have already uploaded the videos in the playlist which talk about stack as a data structure and how do we implement it with the help of array and linked list. So without any further ado, let's go ahead. In this video, we'll be talking about expressions and types of notations, the conversions of expressions, and evaluation of expression. So, what is an expression? So in mathematical definition, expressions are mathematical statements that have a minimum of two terms containing numbers or variables or both connected by an operator in between. This is how generally an expression is defined as. You use arithmetic expressions in your daily life and evaluate them as you generally do. Example, 2 plus 3 which you evaluate or as 5, or any complex term with the help of BODMAS rule, you could evaluate this another term as 8. Just like you, computer also evaluates the arithmetic expression. Let's see how does it do that. Now, let us see the type of notations. Now what we generally see is that the infix notations are used to write the arithmetic expressions, that is a plus b, where in this notation two operands come side by side and the operator sits in the between. So a plus b, where a and b are two operands and the operator is plus. Whereas the second notation, that is the prefix notation, here the operator comes first and then the two operands. Like if a and b are the two operands, then the prefix should be plus ab, right? And just like prefix, the postfix is just the opposite of it. So the notation in the postfix is all the operands come at the first and then the operator comes. So if the evaluation is a plus b in infix, the postfix should be ab plus. Now let us talk about the conversion of expressions with different notations. First, let us understand the infix to postfix conversion using stack. Let us understand how this conversion takes place. So, as we know, this is an infix notation, that is a minus b divided by c into d plus e. Now, as we can see here, this is an infix notation where each and every operand has an operator between it. Similarly, when converted into an postfix notation, here we can see that all the operands have the operator besides them on the right side. Okay, so this is an postfix notation and this is an infix notation. Now we have to write an algorithm to convert this notation into this notation and try to get an algorithm efficient. So there are some rules to convert this infix notation into postfix notation. We'll get to the example. First, let us understand the rules to convert it. Now, before going into the rules, we need to know something which we will be using in the algorithm. That is mainly the precedences of the operators. So, we have to know the precedences of the operators, which is multiplication and division operators both have the same precedence, and plus and minus operators also have the same precedence. Now, the rules to convert the infix notation to postfix notation is simple. There are only 4 steps to be done and all the things will be taken care of. So first we have to check if is it an operand while iterating on a string which has to be converted, right? So if the character is operand, that is if it is a, b or something else, we'll just print it. So like in the example, it is a. If we are iterating over this string and we come across a, b or any other operand, we'll just print it. Second thing, if it is not an operand and it is an opening bracket, then we'll just simply push it to the stack. If it is an closing bracket, we'll pop from the stack until we find an opening bracket into the stack. We'll be popping from the stack until we find an opening bracket, right? And the fourth and the last step, if an operator is found, we'll pop from the stack until of course we'll be popping from the stack and we'll be printing until an operator with less precedence is found. This can be a little confusing, so without any further ado, let's get to an example. So here is an example for the conversion between infix and postfix expression. So here, as we can see, a minus b divided by c into d plus e is an infix expression, and we have to convert it into a postfix expression. So we'll be iterating over this as a string. So first, if we start iterating over it, the first thing what comes is a. So as we see in the rules, if it is an operand, we just have to print it. So what we do is, first thing comes in our mind is, oh, this is an operator, the operand. So we'll simply print it. So postfix expression becomes this, that is a, and nothing is on the stack. Now second thing what we come across is minus. So minus is an operator. So let's see what is an operator to be done. If operator is found, we have to pop from the stack and print until an operator with less precedence is found, right? So here, as the stack was empty, we don't have any higher precedence operator to be followed. We'll simply add this minus in the stack, right? Further, there is the third element, which is b. Now b is an operand, so again we'll be appending it to the postfix expression, or we'll just print it. Now the fourth element is the division. Now division, as we know that division is of higher precedence than the minus, we could simply push it on the stack. So it is pushed on the stack. If it would have been of the same precedence of minus or lesser precedence of minus, then we had to pop out the minus and then we have to add it on the stack. But as division is of greater precedence, we'll just push it on the stack. So after that, pushing onto the stack, fifth is c. So c as an operand, we'll just append it. Afterwards we have multiplication. Now we know that multiplication and division have the same precedence, right? So if we have the same precedence, we have to pop until a lesser precedence operator is found. So we just popped out the division or the division operator, and then we again checked, so this is minus, so it is a lesser precedence operator, so we'll simply push on the stack. So we popped out the division and then we pushed the multiplication. Now we come to the d. D is an operand, so we'll simply append it to the postfix expression. Now we come to the plus part, and as we know that plus is lesser or has a lesser precedence than multiplication, then we popped out multiplication into the postfix expression and printed it, of course. Then we again checked for minus. So minus has the lesser precedence the equal precedence to the plus. So as we know that if it is equal or greater precedence, we simply have to pop it out. So we again popped out the minus and then simply added the plus into the stack as the stack was empty. Further we went to the e part, which is an operand. So we just appended it into the postfix expression, And as there are no more characters in the string or the expression, we'll simply pop out everything which is remaining in the stack. So the expression becomes as ABC divide D into minus E and then plus. So this is a postfix expression, and this is all. If we follow these all steps to get an algorithm, we could definitely get a particular algorithm which can lead us to an postfix expression from infix. Now let us understand how code could work and how code could be written to get the infix expression from to the postfix expression. So let's get to it. Now let us understand the code of converting the infix expression to the postfix expression. Now here I have already written the rules to the conversion, that is first if operand we print, and the further rules that we already discussed before. Here I have the basic code for stack implementation with the help of linked list. So I have already have the basic functions of it, like push function, pop function, display function, and the others. This is the particularly is empty function which will be written in the top, which is null or not. So these are the functions which we'll be using mainly, and we'll be making our own function, that is the conversion of infix to postfix. So let us start the code. So first we need the function which we'll be coding for, that is infix to postfix. So this function will be taking the string value from us, right? And then we'll need a string in it to get the result appended. Okay, right. So as we know that there are some rules for which for the conversion from infix to postfix. So let us go one by one from this and get the algorithm ready, right? So the first thing what we know is that we simply have to iterate on the string. So first things first, we'll iterate in the string. So s dot length, this is the function in the stdl library, and then plus plus. So we'll be iterating in the this thing, the string. So let us have a look in the rules. The first rule is if it is an operand, we'll simply just print it. So let us do that. Okay, so if we have only an operand, so how to measure that? So what we'll do is we'll simply check if this is greater than a, or s of I is less than equal to z, or simply, or this could be this, and this or this, both things as in capital and small case. Yeah, so if this is present as an operand, we'll simply append it to the result, right? So s of I will be appended to it. Now this is the first rule. Now let us go to the second rule. Now the first rule is done. If it is an operand, we'll print. Second is if it is an opening bracket, we'll just push it to the stack. So if the s of I is equal to opening bracket, right, then we'll simply push it to the stack. which we have already a function written here, right, which takes a character as an argument. So this is what the second rule states. So if it is an open brackets, we'll simply push it onto the stack. Now let us go to the third condition or the third rule. If it is in closing, we have to pop from the stack until we get the opening bracket or the stack is empty, right? So first of all, here I think we have done some, oh okay, actually this should be here and this should be this. Yeah, so if this does not happen, then we'll get to the third thing, which is else if phi is equal to closing bracket, then we have to pop while the stack is empty, or simply till we get the stack top of the stack as the opening bracket, right? So we'll just call this is empty method. So while it is not empty, and we'll just get that while top, the data of the top is not equal to opening bracket. So while this happens, we'll just append the data of the top to the result and then pop. Okay, so what we are simply doing is until we get the opening bracket, we are until we get the opening bracket, we'll simply pop from the stack and then we'll print it. So this is what we are doing here, where until if it is in closing bracket, until we get an opening bracket or the stack is empty, we are appending it to the result and simply popping it out. And after that, what we need to do is we also have to pop out the opening bracket, right? So we'll simply do this is if it is not, the stack is not empty, of course, then we'll do the pop method once again so that the opening bracket is also popped out, right? So this is the empty method, as you can see. Okay, so this is the else method. This is the condition for the third rule, right? So now this is done. The third rule is done. Now we are remaining with the fourth and the last rule. So let us go with this. Now else part is remaining, that is if we get an operator. Now if an operator is found, we need to pop from this stack and print until an operator with less precedence is found, right? So in this else part, while of course we cannot pop out if the stack is empty, so we'll get this if still while it is not empty, and the precedence should be something. Now so here the precedence of the operator comes into picture. So we need to get the precedence wala function, right? So we'll just write the precedence function, a function which will give us the precedence of the operator. So here we'll write the precedence function. So precedence will take character as an argument in it, and if the character is equal to, first of all, the greatest precedence is to the power, so we will just return 3 if it is this. Now if it is multiplication or C is equal to division, because they are of same similar precedence, return 2. Right. Else if C is equal to plus or C is equal to minus, as they have the same precedence, return 1. Right. And else return -1. Cool. So this is the precedence function for the operators, that is the power function, power operator, and then the multiplication, division of same precedence, and plus minus for the same precedence. Right, so this is it for the precedence function. So here we'll be using this precedence function. So precedence, now we have to do it until the top ka precedence is greater than, right? So until this top precedence, top data ka precedence is greater than equal to precedence of SI. Right, so until this is true, we have to append that into the result, and we'll pop out the thing. Right, and after this we'll push the SI into the stack. Right, now after this, the whole thing, we need to make sure that after the string ends, there is nothing left in the stack. So while the stack is not empty, we'll append it into result, that is top data, and then pop, and this is, I guess, it for the function. So we'll return the result, and I think this should work. So here we'll just simply call the infix to postfix, and let us get an example. So this is the example, and this should be the answer. Right, so let us get into it. So we'll pass this as an argument to it, and we'll simply print it. And this is it. We are good to go. But before that, here I think I made a mistake. So let's just keeping it correct. And yeah, so this is the code, I guess, for conversion between infix to postfix. Let's check the answer. So yeah, as you can see here, we get the proper answer as ABC division, then D star minus E, and then plus. So this is the code for the infix to postfix conversion. So now let us start with the infix to prefix conversion using stack. Now, as we saw about the conversion in infix to prefix, similarly, infix to the postfix conversions using the stack. Similarly, we could use the stack data structure to convert the infix notation to prefix notation. As you can see in the example, the same example here, a minus b divided by c into d plus e gives us the answer as in the prefix as minus a plus divided, then b multiplication that is into c and d and then e. Now to the algorithm or the rules used to convert infix into prefix is similar to the postfix algorithm. Just few steps are to be considered, and then the things are pretty easier. So the first thing that should be done in order to get infix to prefix is whatever you get the string to be or the expression to be converted, you reverse the string, right? So if it is if the expression is given as a plus b, we the first thing we do is we reverse the string, that is b plus a. Now this after reversing this string, every rule becomes just the same as the postfix conversion, right? So if it is an operand, then we'll print it. If it is an opening bracket, we'll push it to stack. If it is an closing bracket, we'll pop from the stack and print until the the opening bracket is found. And the fifth rule is that if operator is found, pop from the stack and print until an operator with less precedence is found. So as we can see, all the rules are similar, just we have to reverse the string and then get the algorithm going. And finally, after getting the answer, we again have to reverse the string and get the post prefix answer. Let us understand the example, or let us understand the algorithm with the help of the example. So here, as we can see, there is an example as a minus b divides c into d plus e, which is converted into prefix as minus a plus then division, then b, then into c, d and e. So here the first rule is that every time we want to convert and prefix the infix into prefix, we have to reverse the given string. So we'll consider iterating from the pack, right? So if we consider this, the thing which will input first is e, then plus, and then d, and then further going on in the reverse order. So that is what we have done. Simply first thing goes e. So as we know in the rules that as if it is an operand, we will simply print or output the following. So as it is a operand, it is output. We have got the output. Then we have plus, which is an operator, and as it is plus, it is pushed on stack. Further we have d, then we have got an output, then we have multiplication. So as it has an higher precedence, we pushed it onto the stack, and we have got ed as well. And then we have got c, so we have pushed we have the output as edc. Then we have division, and now as we know that similar precedence, if there is a similar precedence, we have to pop out from the stack until the lesser precedence operator is found. So multiplication is popped out and printed, and as division is higher precedence than addition, then it is pushed onto the stack. Afterwards we get b, so we simply output this, and then we get minus. So minus is lesser precedence than division. Then it popped out the division, then it checked for plus. Again they are of similar precedence, so again it popped out plus. So and then it got pushed onto the stack, so minus, and we got output as EDC times B, and then division, and then plus, right? And then afterwards A was remaining, and we have stack, have minus in the stack, and simply as an operand it has output, and the remaining thing in the stack was minus, so we directly output it as, and the final thing was EDC times B division A in and division plus A and then minus. Now this whole thing has to be reversed again so that we could get the final answer for the prefix notation. So if we reverse this and get into this thing, this is our final answer for the actual prefix conversion. So this is what happens in infix to prefix. We simply have to consider only two things, that is we have to divide, we have to reverse the strings and re-reverse it while giving out the answers. So let us check what changes could be done into the code in the infix to postfix codes to get the infix to prefix code, right? So let's go to the code. So this is the code for the conversion of infix to postfix. Let us understand what changes could be made into this code itself to get the conversion of infix to prefix, right? So as we know, many of the rules are similar. The only things which can be considered into this to be changed so that we get the algorithm for infix to prefix is that first the string should be reversed, right? So we have to reverse the string, and also a major thing, while reversing the string, the open bracket should be reversed as close bracket and vice versa. So let us have an example for this, because this is an crucial point which could give an error in the code. So suppose if we have this as an expression, right, in brackets a plus b. Now the reverse of this will be this, and this, right? And this would be the reverse of the string, but actually we don't want this. Instead of this we want this and not the other one, right? So this is one major thing, that instead of after getting the reverse of the string, we have to consider the brackets as this. So instead of doing this whole thing as converting the brackets into one another, we could simply make one change into code while assuming that the open bracket is close bracket and close bracket is open bracket. We could simply overcome this problem, right? So first things first, what changes could be made are we are, as you can see, we are passing this whole string into the function. So what we could do actually is simply make another file, infix to prefix, right? And then we'll copy this whole code. Okay, and then as we are passing this string into this string, now what we want is we should reverse the string, right? So here we could use the reverse function from the STL library or string library given by CVP. So this and then end and this, right? And the string has been reversed now. And then similar things it will go through as the postfix function. And then before returning the result, we again have to simply reverse the result, right? Because that is what we want. We want the correct answer. So we need to again reverse the result as well. Now one thing, as we have to overcome the problem of the brackets, we need to assume that open bracket is closed bracket and closed bracket is open bracket, right? And this is what is does happens. And yeah, so this should work, and this should give us an prefix as an answer, right? So let me do one thing. Let me just have a quick example for us. So this is the example for prefix. Okay, cool. So let us just run this function, run this program and try to check it. Cool. Let's see what's the answer. So the answer should be minus a plus division b, and then multiplication c d e. And yes, there we go. We got the answer, that is infix to prefix. And simply getting these three changes in the infix to postfix, we simply got the answer to the another code, that is the infix to prefix. And hence like this we could use it to convert from infix to prefix and infix to postfix. Now you could simply try out the opposite ones, that is you could try out conversion from postfix to infix, or prefix to infix, or even you could try from postfix to infix and prefix, and vice versa. And that is all for conversion. So now that we are done with the conversions, we'll be looking into evaluations in these notations, that is postfix and prefix, in the next part of the video. So be sure to check that out too. So thank you guys for watching the video.